Okay, well, all right, so we're going to talk about my family. Okay, well, I was born in 1962, and I have a sister and I have a brother, and I also have a twin brother. And interestingly enough, his name is like mine, Buddy. All right, we pretty good, right? We got everything together. We got the backdrop and everything. All right. Greetings, everyone. Buddy the Clown, how y'all doing? I'll tell you what, this pandemic certainly has got us all wrapped up, doesn't it? But don't worry about it. A year from now, I think we're going to all be back to what we know to be mostly normal. But there's some good things that always come out of things like this. For example, a lot of y'all are all home with your kids, right? Getting closer to them, because you know the internet's made y'all grow far apart, right? And it also gives you time to do things you haven't been able to do. Like this documentary they want to shoot on me and my twin brother, who is also a clown, and his name is Buddy as well. Now, I know that's a little bit confusing, but let me explain a little background on us. We were born in 1962, twins. We have an older brother and an older sister, wonderful set of parents. And when we were born, something went down in the baby cleanup room that I'm not too sure. There was a little mix-up in there. One thing we know for sure is that I was born first. When they took him into the cleanup room, he soiled himself like he always does. And when he was in there getting cleaned up, I was born. And then when they brought me into that room, that's where it gets a big gray area. They decided to put me in the crib that said Buddy, and then when she came out, she just assumed someone else took it and made another one. Then it gets even more complicated with the birth certificate individual. I have no idea what happened. The birth certificate individual must put both our names on the paperwork, and of course things fall through the cracks, and you get home and you have the same name. It really wasn't that big of an issue. I mean, anybody who knows us knows who they're talking to. We are pretty much the same blood, but we are different in things that we do. Heck, I can remember Mom would come home and I'd go be a nice guy and get the groceries and go put them all away. And she'd come in and say, "Oh, Buddy, thank you so much for putting those groceries away. That's awful kind of you." I mean, it was very clear on who that she was talking to. Like one day she came in and she says, "I want to know who put that plastic bag over that kitten's neck and tried to suffocate it." I said, "Mom, what are you looking at me for? I mean, do I look like the kind of kid that would hurt a poor defenseless feline like that? I mean, come on. Anyone knows that my favorite band is Zombie Kitten. That's right. Look it up on the internet. Zombie Kitten. Besides, anyone who knows me knows I wouldn't hurt a poor defenseless little kitty that bad." But it was pretty much a normal growing up life. It really was. My brother, he's just a little bit different than me. I think a lot of times, simply put, he's misunderstood. But we went through a normal childhood, and then when we turned 17, we decided that we wanted to join the circus. So we went along with circus for about 4 years or so like that. I'll tell you what, talk about a life. It was phenomenal. We traveled around the country, went on a train and everything. I enjoyed it. Me, I really didn't like it. I mean, look at it this way. Everybody's sitting around, eating cotton candy, laughing, clapping, having a good time, and I'm doing all the work. Tell me where there's any fun in that. So we worked circus for a number of years, and then when it all dried up, that's when we decided that we had to kind of move on in a different direction. We didn't know what to do. So we went to do other types of clowning. I went into the entertainment field. I do birthday parties. I do all sorts of things. My brother, that wasn't his kind of thing. He went and joined what we call a haunt. He's a professional horror clown. I joined the haunt here, which in my opinion, the haunt is a lot better than doing entertainment work because
It's the only place I know where a good panic attack and a swift ride in ambulance to the hospital does more for the soul than any juggling clown in a bag of candy gonna do for you. I'll tell you that right now. But he enjoys doing his circus stuff.
I do anniversary parties, bachelor parties, anything that involves fun and humor. Parades, festivals, little circuses.
You know what he really does? He twists balloons for little kids. That's creepy, man.
Oh,
that's creepy. But we've been able to do all right. You know, I think through all of it, you know, we've done everything we've done. I think we made some mistakes along in the back, particularly in the beginning, as far as employment that continues to like haunt us. It's our manager. His name is Carmen.
I think one of the bigger things, reasons we do have such a successful life, is because of a certain individual we hired right off the bat. His name is Carmen, and he's our personal tour manager.
I never liked him then, and I don't like him now. He should have been fired a long time ago.
He comes from the snowboard business, where he had this thing with 3 of his friends, and they take everybody snowboard guiding to Utah, Vermont, Colorado. Did it for a number of years. People from all over the world came for his snowboard trips.
I will say this, the snowboarding thing he does is really cool, okay? That's really cool. But that's the only accolade I'm gonna give him, because everything else just goes right to his head.
And it was his organizational behavior and everything that led us to believe that he was the man for us to do this job. I mean, he is a very thorough individual. He crosses every T and he dots every I for us.
If you've ever seen him write his name, you can't tell the difference between an I and a Z. It's that pathetic, and he's the guy signing our contracts.
I don't think I've met anyone who is more communicative than Carmen is. He does all of our riders, and one time I was at a gig, and you know, it was getting to the point where things weren't right, so I says, well, I better call him, and the next thing I know, my phone is ringing, and he's on the phone saying, hey buddy, this is Carmen, how you doing? Anything I need to do for you? I mean, he's that good.
He never calls anybody back. I return calls him all the time, call me back, never calls me back. Finally, one day he calls me back and says, I had coronavirus, that's why I ain't been returning your phone calls.
He is always thinking of our business, and he is always thinking of me and my brother.
He is always in one of his kayaks, always in one of his boats, always in one of his camps. Hell, he's got more palaces than Saddam Hussein ever had.
And I'll tell you what, I've never met a guy who is more humble in his life. Never have.
He is more self-centered than the middle ring of a 3-ring circus. It's that bad. He's that self-centered.
Any way he can help, he would be more than happy to help.
He's one of the most arrogant individuals I've ever met in my life.
He's probably one of the most sensitive individuals that I have ever met.
Simply put, he's an asshole.
So there you have it. That's the story in a nutshell. Basically, 2 twin brothers, 2 professional clowns. One does the entertaining side and one does the horror side. Well, we guess we could say we cover all bases. If anybody's ever interested, you can find more about us if you go on Facebook at Clown Around with Buddy, or if you want to check out my brother, at Distinguished Horror Clown. Go on there, you'll find everything else about us. So y'all enjoy yourselves, take care, and we'll see you on the road.
Cut it right there.